Hello, friends. We are so glad you are here to join us tonight for our straight talk about making money selling Shaklee products. We're calling this straight talk because we are telling you exactly what it's like and what you need to do and how we've done it. So I'm Alyssa, and I've been doing a Shaklee business for 13 years, but here also my co-host is my friend Jen Wheeler, who has only been in the business for 1 year, has been using the products a little bit longer. And so we both have different perspectives and we both have reached a wonderful level of success in our time here. So let's get started. If I can advance the slides. There we go. Okay, so here's our agenda for tonight. We're going to go through common misconceptions about the business, why we do it, why we specifically chose Shaklee, and examples of how people are making money doing their business around their busy lives, and specifically how you can make money with our new comp plan, the time it takes, and some frequently asked questions. Okay, so let's get started. First, top misconceptions. I'm going to go through them. The first one is, I will annoy my friends and family. I want you to know that you don't have to annoy your friends and family. I had this concern as well when I started, and I just thought, well, what if I just don't annoy them? Have you ever met salespeople that aren't annoying, but are helpful people? Absolutely, you have. And they probably have helped you make some really important decisions in your life, maybe on buying a car or buying a house. You can do it in a way that doesn't annoy friends and family. Next, I must build a big team to make extra income. Well, here's the thing. In many companies, that is true. And actually, with Shaklee's old comp plan, that was a little bit more true. And so, what I love about this new comp plan is it really rewards people for sharing the products very well, but it also rewards well for building a team. We'll talk more about that. The next one, it will require a continued investment of money and inventory. Well, there's some truth to this. It depends on how much you want to invest. For one thing, you don't have to keep a stockpile of these products at your house, but you will probably want to buy and try some of these products so that you can be an honest salesperson and you can tell people from your experience. Do you have to try all of our products? No, but you probably want to invest in trying some of them so you can give honest feedback. And of course, we have multiple trainings that are free and available to you if you were to join our team, but there are trainings that Shaklee offers. Once a year, we have our global conference, and we're just going there soon, and we're going to be flying there and paying to be there. So that's an investment we're making in our business. Does everybody make it? Absolutely not, but I'll tell you, the ones that do, those are the people that grow. It's kind of like going to college. If you invest in learning, you will absolutely grow. Okay, but you don't have to. So that's important to learn, especially getting started. Next, I need to learn about all the products and what they do to be successful. Well, here's the thing. Shaklee has over 300 products. It would take a long time to learn about all of them. Of course, keep learning, but they have a great website. You can look up specific products anytime and see reviews written by other people. But I would say zero in on the products that you care most about. And then finally, I need a huge social media following to make this work. That is absolutely not true. In fact, Shaklee's been around since the 50s, before social media, and people were making very good money in this business back then. Now, they did business a little differently back then too, but still, people now are making money by sharing with their friends and family face to face without using social media. However, social media has made it easier. So you may want to learn more about social media to grow, but you certainly don't have to. Okay, so let's move on to Jen and why you do it, because Jen has such an incredible story. So I'm gonna ask you to unmute Jen. There we go.
Putting the dogs away, so I had to mute it for a minute. So before I get started with my story, if you are sitting here thinking, I can't do this, I won't know how to do this, or I can't take anything, I want you just to keep in mind as you listen to all of this and go through it. I started taking these products and I started this business both with a no, with a hard no. And so I'll tell you how that no turned into where I am today. So if you're thinking that there's something that you can't do, let me assure you that you absolutely can. If I could do it and I was all out from the beginning and now I'm all in, just barely a year in, you can do this too. So just try to keep your mind open and know that this is anybody can do this if this is what they want to do. So my story in summary is in August of 2022, I had a nerves breakdown that threatened to put me in the hospital for several weeks. And as I was telling my doctor, I'm too busy for that. I don't have time for that. That is my basically my life. I'm too busy for all the things, but yet I find a way to do things. So towards the end of 2022, my cousin, who has been loving these products, she got a hold of me because she had heard that I was struggling and just said, "Hey, can I talk to you about this? Can I tell you what has made me feel better?" All while she is talking, I already know in my mind, I cannot take these. I've taken everything under the sun. I've tried it all. I've done it all. And I'm very sensitive to things. So I already knew these would make me sick, just like everything else. So she gave me her spiel, told her how she's feeling, her family, and things like that. And she came with very good information, all the things that she should. And in the end, she just said, if you will just think about it, and if you do decide you want to try it, Shackley will give you 100% of your money back if it doesn't work for you, if you don't like it, if you don't want to, even if you've taken it all. So it was at that time I decided, well, I will try it and then I will send it back to her, get my money back, and tell her I told you so. So in February of 23, my first order came. Within about 3 weeks, it had hit me. I was at a friend's house out of town, and it had hit me that I wasn't needing a nap several days in because currently prior, I was waking up, going to work, trying to stay awake through work, coming home, holding down the couch until I went to bed. That's how I've lived about 10 years of my life. And so I was like, well, that's weird. And so then I thought, well, maybe it's just in my head. We'll see. And then I had more energy and I was sleeping better. And I thought, well, maybe I better give it a little bit more try and we'll see. Then I can send them all back and get all my money. And before I knew it, there were people at work who were coming up to me, and I say this every time. One of my employees came up, put her hand in my face, and said, "What's happening here? What is going on?" And I thought maybe I had food in my teeth, something was happening. And I said, "Nothing." And she said, "You are acting different. You look different." And so this was barely 2 months in, and she meant that was coming out of my office. I was talking to people. I was smiling. She told me there was a glow around me she had not seen before. And it kind of hit me that I thought, well, maybe I didn't pretend that I was okay as well as I had thought I had. And it was several more people who had said, "Hey, I really enjoy like visiting with you and stuff. Not that I didn't like you, but you were very, I was not welcoming. We'll just put it that way. I was not welcoming. Nothing said, hey, come talk to me." And so after a couple more months, my physical appearance started to change. I started to lose weight and things like that because my body felt better. Literally, basically, my body, my emotional state, my mental state were all feeling better and doing well. That my physical weight had started to change. And I wasn't even focused on that. I knew I felt better and I just wanted to keep feeling better. So I became addicted with the things I could do to feel better. It was late March or beginning of April. It must have been late March because it was right before I started my business. My son, Noah, who is a bowler, he came home from the bowling alley and he's like, "Hey, mom, I got some people that for you to talk to about your supplements." And I was doing something and they said, "What do you mean?" Like I looked at him very confused and he goes, "Well, I was telling him that like you should see my mom. She's up and she's doing things with her friends and she's on and on." And he's telling me this. And he said, "I want you to talk to them." And I didn't know, one, that he was listening as I was talking, about like how these were making me feel here at home. And it hit me like a brick that I definitely was not hiding how I felt, though I thought I was. And it hurt to realize I was not being the mother that I wanted to be. I am a grandma and not being the grandma or the friend that I want to be or want to have to me be. And so that was tough, but it was then about a week later, Alyssa and my cousin had said to me, "Hey, we'd like to talk to you. We think you should do this business." Well, at that time, I had been trying to send people to my cousin who was asking me, "What are you doing? I want to feel like you're feeling. What are you doing? You look great," and all of that. And as soon as they said that, I said hard no. I'm like, "No, I am too busy for that." And Alyssa had said to me, "You're already doing it. You are talking to these people, you're walking around, they see you, you're already doing it." So I just said, "Well, what if I do this? What if I can't do it because I'm too busy?" They said, "Then we put you back to a customer and you still continue your journey." Less than 1 year, I had talked to people who just came and talked to me naturally, genuinely about how I feel because these not only didn't make me sick, but I felt incredible for the first time in so long that I was just telling them, "This is what I'm doing. This is how I did it." Very basic. And within 9 months, I had done enough of the work that I did to earn a trip, all expense paid trip to Mexico with Alyssa, and it has just been great from there, and now I am building a team. People see it, and it's because I believe so deeply in it that it worked. The only thing that has ever worked for me that I this has been easy. Easier for me, not everything's easy, but easier to talk to people about because, of how I feel about it. So, the reason that these work for me, Shackley is known to be beyond organic. They have standards that are 3 times what the United States has for their products. They screen all products for over 350 contaminants, pesticides, and impurities before they even come out for us to have. If there is a flaw in any of those things, they will not put it out or they will pull it. They don't money is not their thing, it's how clean it can be, how good it is for you, and that is their priority over money. So they don't just put stuff out just to make money. It is about what it's gonna do for you. These standards, not only how the ingredients and where the ingredients are grown after they are harvested, that quality follows all the way through to packaging, shipping, and to us. They perform over 100,000 quality tests per year to ensure that they are clean and pure products. Also, they are backed by hundreds of patents with patents pending as well. They also are the first company in the world to be certified climate neutral, which is huge, strict standards for the environment. So it's not just their products, but how they affect the environment and what they can give back. They also I feel like I missed something in that.
Well, that's the
Oh,
thing.
they also
There's a lot to say.
there is.
Yeah.
What they also do is they have that 100% Shackley guarantee. If there's something you don't like, something that isn't right, even if you have used it all and you send back an empty container, they will still give you 100% your money back, no questions asked. That is how firm and confident they are in what they're doing with their products.
Yes, absolutely. So, I mean, I think that's why you have such an incredible story, Jen. You've tried so many other things, and the product quality, it absolutely is what makes a difference. And that's what makes this such a solid business to get behind, because you're going to help other people feel amazing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tell you some stories of real people making real money. So first I want to introduce you to Sarah. She's on our team, and Sarah's actually a missionary to Bosnia. She does her business from across the world. She's also a mom of 3, and she's a part-time teacher over there. But Sarah built up her customer base very slowly when she lived in the United States. And it was just when she had time, she would host an event or she would do something online. And over the years, she developed these lifelong customers because she brought them in as new customers. She took great care of them. People felt amazing and continued to order. And so now she mostly focuses on taking care of her customers. Yes, she gets new customers every once in a while, but most of her focus is on her ministry. And so what's amazing is she's still averaging anywhere from $850 to $1,000 monthly because of that customer base over the years. So incredible. Here's a couple other stories of busy people. Kim over here on the left, she's a working mom of 4 adult kids. She's in the education world, so you know she's really busy. She has built a team rather than just a customer base, but she also has that customer base, and she tends to make around $5,000 monthly with her business in the new comp plan. And then Kimberly over here, she's a busy mom of 4. And she works her Shaklee business full time. She hasn't been in it quite as long, but she has worked on growing a team more than growing her customer base. And she earns about $3K monthly. And so you can see, like, there are all kinds of opportunities here, but lots of people work it in lots of different ways. So let's talk about the money, because I know that's what people want to know. And so I want you to take a picture of this screen, because this is the one you'll really want to remember, because it's the gist of it all. Okay. You can earn 30% on the purchases that your new customer makes in their first 30 days. Meaning, if a new customer purchases a couple times in a month, you earn 30% of that. But also, most of the time, most customers usually purchase once a month, and you make 30% of that. But if you have this next part where it says $75 extra, if you have 3 or more new customers make purchases and they add up all together, all 3 of those orders add up to $500 in sales, then you also get a $75 bonus on top of it. And that repeats over and over for every group of $500 sales to 3 or more customers. That repeats over and over as many times as you get it within the month. And then let's talk about returning customers, because Shaklee has multiple customers that return because people feel amazing, but it is also up to you to take care of people, keep people educated, all the things. You can make anywhere from 10% to 40% on the purchases of your returning customers. So let's look at how this breaks down. Remember, 30% of every new customer's purchase, okay? So let's say you get one new customer in the calendar month of April, okay? She buys $100, and I know you guys can do math. What does that mean for you? How much are you making? You're going to earn $30 from her $100 purchase. How awesome is that? Okay. But let's say you get 3 or more new customers, adding up to $500 in one calendar month. And you can see here, we have a few different product packages. You've got one person spending $250, somebody else spending $50. They don't fault you for a customer spending a little. It just means that all together, 3 customers, or maybe it ends up being 4 or 5 customers together, come together to make $500 total. Then you get a $75 bonus on top of it. So let's just do the math here. If you have $500 in sales and you're earning 30% of that, that's $150 right there. But then you have the $75 bonus, that's $225 on your new customers within one calendar month. And like I said, this can repeat over and over again. Okay, that's just the new customers. Let's go back to this. Okay, like I said, this is the big picture that you want to remember, but let's talk about how this fleshes out with the returning customers, because people feel amazing, but also if you take care of them, they will come back. So let's look at those returning customers. So let's say you have one customer who buys $1 or more in the calendar month, you're going to make 10%. But if you have all 3 of those customers return and together their orders add up to $500 or more, you're going to make 15% of commission off of what they're buying. And so this also means if you, and you can see how this tier continues to go, then you've got 5 or more customers, if all together adds up to $1,000 in sales, then you're going to make a 20% commission. And so it's really great because you can track this on your tracker. And if you're wanting to give yourself a raise that month, maybe it means you're going to be making sure you're following up with your new customers. You're offering to help them place orders. You're letting them know about the monthly specials. When you take care of people, they often order again and again, and they definitely want your help in it. And so that's kind of how this looks with this 10 to 40%. Okay. So let's just say you hit that 3 customer tier. Let's say it adds up to 750 in purchases. Okay. It's between that thing right there, the range of 500 to 999. That's $112 in commission from your returning customers. And of course, the longer you do this, the more returning customers you have. So this number can really add up fast. Plus, let's just say you're out finding new customers too, and you made $225 from the $500 in orders from new customers. then right there, that's $337 total in just that month alone. So this is how it adds up, okay? So once again, this is the big picture you want to remember. But in case you're wondering, well, do I still make money if I build a team? Yes, of course you do. Now, maybe you've heard some people are earning car payments and trips and fun rewards like Lululemon sweatshirts or fun. Somebody they had an Apple Watch reward one year. They've had so many wonderful things. Yes, of course, you can still earn that with where you're at. Okay. So that's the big picture you want to remember on how the money shakes out. Okay. So I'm trying to advance my slide, but it's thinking. Okay. Frequently asked questions. How much time does it take? Now, this is a hard one to quantify because it depends very much on you, but it also depends on the people you're talking to. Maybe you're talking to people that are not interested in health at all, then it might be a little harder. And so a lot of these factors depends on who you're talking to, but it also depends on your effort. So actually, I'll turn it over to Jen because you have a really great example on what time looks like in this, Jen.
Yeah. So there's a couple things. It can take, so I have a full-time job. I am a mom of two boys. They are adult boys. One lives with us and one doesn't. I have two grandchildren. I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a friend. I am busy. I have all these people in my life, and I am one who likes to try to be available for everything. I lead a book club every week, and I am actively pursuing further education for things that will help me in my business, like training and nutrition and stuff. I continually work on building my business and my customers and helping people, all while doing all of those other things. I am extremely busy, but um, regardless of how busy I am and how busy you are, you can do a couple things. You will still make money or just keep building your customers to do stuff. So we have these charts here that you can be a grow at a pace of a walker, of a runner, and of a jogger. What a walker, I explain it as in if you're somebody who's just looking to make enough to cover your products and maybe some extra spending money, you just want to talk to a few people and that's what you want to do. And that's great because that's what works for you. It works in your life, how you do that in. If you want to say cover your products, pay off some credit card bills, start a Christmas fund, go on vacation, then you may be a jogger. You talk to a few more people, you put in a little bit more time during the week, and you kind of start like prioritizing it over some other things versus the walker, where when it comes in, it comes in. So I started, before this, I started as a sitter. We don't have that slide, but I was a sitter and then a walker. And then I thought, oh, I'm going to skip the walking and I'm going to run. So, which is all of the above, but you envision maybe quitting your 9 to 5 job, or being your own boss, or being even a leader to others so that they can feel as great as you do. This is a runner. You start growing your team, you continue to grow your customers, and you just envision making the points and things for the trips or the quarterly bonuses. You start thinking about all those things on how can it get bigger? What is my biggest goal? I need to put my running shoes on. So that's whatever stage you're at, you can make this work for you. One of my favorite things is we went on that trip to Mexico. I took my computer with me and I had talked to my customers, checked in with them while I was there. While I've been out of town or while I've been sitting in a hospital waiting room waiting on somebody to get done with their surgery and stuff. I can do my business wherever I go. I take it wherever I go and I'm always available. It doesn't stop my life from working like my 9 to 5 because I have to check in with somebody. I just take it and I can work it as I need to when I've got that time and opportunity. So it takes whatever time you want to put into it. If you don't have new customers or don't talk to me, you don't get paid that day or that month, and that's okay. But you're like, you know what? I really want to do this. So this is what I'm going to do. And you talk to people and you share the things, and then you get paid and grow accordingly. So it really is for all lifestyles, all the things, and it can fit into however you want it to fit into.
I love this, Jen. And you absolutely have gone from being a sitter to a runner. And I really believe you are going to work yourself out of your 9 to 5. And I know that's your goal. And I know you're
It
focused on
is.
it. And I know you're going to do it. So I'm excited
Thank
for
you.
you. All right. So another question we're often asked is, what is my minimum monthly sales required? People often want to know what the bare minimum is. I know that's important. Don't focus on minimums, but we will answer these questions. Jen, I'll let you take it over.
So your minimums. So if you don't want to, or if you are not making sales, you're not making money. That it's very simple. There's nothing to hide about it. It is what it is. There is, if you're a customer, you don't have to sell. It's when you decide to become a leader that it's at that time you have already decided, hey, I want to make some money. I want to share this with people. I want to create a customer base. And you can just keep it at a customer base always. You don't have to build a team to do this business. There are people we know who just have customers. They are the leader. They just have customers, and that's how they make their money. And that is lovely for them. It's exactly how they want it to be. That's how they work it into their life. But depending on where you want to go, what your goals are, and what you're looking at will depend on what is required. So, as a business leader, the very first thing is your personal volume. They call that PV. So if you're ordering, you will notice that the products have a PV value under them. So say the one I know off the top of my head because I buy it the most is the shakes. They have like a 50 PV. So roughly about, I would say to get to my 75, I spend probably roughly about $100 to just my personal volume only. That is for me, not my customers, nobody else. That's just for me. That is what's required for you to get paid off your customers' orders. Very simple. The products have the number there. You can kind of see what it is, see what you're going to spend and what you want. And then if you're like, you know what, I think I can do this. I want to become an ambassador. You can talk to the person who's your leader as well. And you can become an ambassador for $50. It's one time only. And that is, you have, in the month you do it, you have $100 order and then that 50 and you are in. Then after that, you will you still only need the 75 PV. This was a question I had before. Now that I'm moving up, do I have to do something more? You just still do your customers, you help your customers do theirs, and then you get paid off of theirs. And the more you grow it, that can decide if you want to move up in ranks, have a bigger team, have bigger customer things, and like that for other stuff. So your whoever invited you, your ambassador, your leader can tell you all about those things as you start to grow.
Yes, exactly. So it's nice to know you're not required to do any sales until you move up in the ranks.
Yeah.
But nobody's ever required to do sales, and you're only required to make that purchase if you want to get paid that month because somebody in your group ordered. So you can always talk to your business leader about these things. But the nice thing is, if you fail at this, you don't lose anything. And that's what most people want to know. And that was definitely what I was concerned about when I started. And so I want to tell you a little bit of my story as a conclusion, because I was a former Christian school teacher. I loved teaching, but I wanted to be home with my kids. And so I was focusing on being a stay-at-home mom with my first kiddo. My second one was on the way when I started this business. And I knew at least my mom would be my first customer. I want you to know that my first paycheck for the month, after learning all kinds of things and all these things, I didn't enroll any customers that month, I should say. Or maybe I did enroll one. So $30. $30. And that was with the old pay plan. So the new comp plan is so much more rewarding for people just getting started who want to focus on adding customers. And that's what I was doing. I didn't know about this business model. I wasn't sure if I trusted this business model. I didn't want to lead a team. I didn't feel like a leader. I just wanted to sell these products because I believed in them. And so my paychecks grew little by little. And over time, I eventually learned how to become a leader, and I learned how to lead a team too. And like I said, I was in the old comp plan. It just launched this month. But now, even in the old comp plan, I have 4x'd my teacher's salary, and it continues to grow. The secret is I've had 13 years of not giving up. And so that's the important message I want to share with you, is that you only fail when you stop trying in this business. You only fail when you stop trying, because you might have a crappy first month. You might have a crappy first year, but you are laying the groundwork to become a stronger person. And also, it takes some audiences a little longer to warm up to you. You might tell your friends about it and they go, oh, this is just a fad. She's just trying for a while. But then they start to see the changes in you and they start asking you questions like Jen talked about, or you just continue to talk about it. And they say, you really believe in this, don't you? Okay, I think I want to try it. Or all of a sudden, people don't care about their health, and then something happens and they do care about their health and they know that you're the person to talk to. I have had so many conversations pay off in the last 13 years of people coming back to me and saying, I want to talk to you now. I didn't want to talk to you then, but I'm ready now. And so you only fail when you stop trying in this business. And so my last thought for you is, what is your dream? My family loves to travel. That last picture there was of me and a few of our boys hiking through the crater of a volcano when we were in Iceland a couple months ago. It's been a big dream of mine to travel and to have my kids travel. It's a huge dream come true. And we have more dreams that we're pursuing now. I never thought that was possible when I walked away from teaching, because I thought, how am I even going to be able to afford that on one income? But to be able to be a stay-at-home mom and also build this business has been incredible. And what if this is more possible than you think? What if your dream is more possible than you think because you give this business a try and you don't quit and you're willing to learn and grow and be coached by leaders here who know what they're doing and want to partner with you and help you be successful in the way that works best with your personality and what you're comfortable doing, and what you're a little bit uncomfortable doing we'll push you on. We won't push you to do something you're super uncomfortable to do. But this business grows when you grow. So I am going to stop sharing my screen right now, and I'm going to stop recording so that you can ask questions. But I want to say thank you for being here.